think up until this point in the race, it's near on perfect for us. Like, everything's going super sweet. We're about to hit a turning point. Hey guys, here we are in New York doing our reactions video of race 2 in San Francisco. Subscribe to our channel. Entering early, nice position. Everyone's nervous. Probably the most hectic part of the race course, right? Most things changing.
This is like one of the most confusing parts of SailGP for really all of us, because there's no real predicting what everyone's going to do. Once we're on the race course, it's easy to tell the likely thing that another team's going to do, but here you got to really think on your feet, be dynamic and trust your instincts, you know, make the best decision right in the moment. And 50 seconds to go, and this is where Eric makes a really nice decision to position us on the start.
Where tomorrow only the top 3 teams will race in the event final. So here we go.
Strong setup there, didn't we? Had a nice gap.
Yeah.
Post behind us, really strong.
Early back again here.
No one really threatening us there.
Struggle to kill the time here, right?
Yeah, the key is really like, do you want to be on the line of boats going to the line? So we call that the front row, or do you want to hang back and maybe try your luck at a bit of extra speed and finding a gap on the line? You know, there's no guarantees, but you know, it's much higher reward, but higher risk.
You can see they're all going to have to go quite slow on this time in. I like
Here we go, starting our charge down to the pin end of the line.
Oh, Giles Scott's going to be able to wind it up on board North Star Canada from here.
I mean, you can see there, kind of come from behind with lots of speed. And actually it's developed really nice for us. Like, the fleet's quite high up on the line, and you can see the fast point down towards the bottom third, and we're kind of in pole position for that really. So no attacking boats from here, just us on the line, and execution from this point on.
It's 9 seconds to go. Brazil in the middle of the line, New Zealand the fastest boats. France, New Zealand must keep clear. The French are
a little bit early, so
white.
This is the umpires. France early start penalty.
Oh, they got to drop back
That's
behind.
the money shot right there.
Boom, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. This is the super cool part of the race, you know, like, you know you've got a good start and you just go full tunnel vision at the mark, push the boat really hard and make sure you get to that first mark in that first place, hang on to it all the way.
Such fine margins. You can see like the French were like a second early. They had to slow up. And the Canadians were a second late and they were behind us. Really good accuracy from our boat.
Oh, they got to drop back behind the whole fleet.
Doesn't get better than that really. Sunny, Golden Gate Bridge in the background.
And then reaching across here, it'd be Eric and I were just talking about what we're going to be doing after Mark 1. It's always when you're in the front and lead round, it's a little bit easier. So here I'd say we're just talking about where we want to jibe, and yeah, just keeping an eye on the Brazilians.
Race 2. Italy and USA 3rd and 4th as well. A complete flip of the results in race 1 at Mark 1. But we've seen it's a long, long race course. It's all about accuracy.
There you go, Bithell. And this is like perfect positioning from Will and Eric, you know. Got all the boats sort of inside us and we're sort of just leading that arrow out of the bottom corner there.
Yeah, I guess the plan is set in stone now, isn't it? Like, everyone's going right turn. And it's just managing that boat closest to us.
It's quite
Brazilians.
amazing here. I think you've got the boats that came in the last 4 positions in the race before are in the top 4 this race, so it's crazy how quickly it can change.
They've turned late and they've got back on the falls. Great save by the German team.
So yeah, we didn't have the best jibe here, but we've still just managed to defend Brazil and heading towards the right-hand turn, which is what we were after.
And so what we want here is we want everyone to follow us. We want everyone to come the same way as us. So this race is turning out really nice. You know, all those boats going right turn behind us. And then, you know, from sort of 5th onwards turning to the left, so that's perfect.
Yeah, and we sort of ended up getting a little weak out of this mark on the Brazilians, and it was a little bit tough, but we're just pushing into boundary here, doing a boundary tack, and where we have protection on boundary, so Brazil has to avoid us. And then yeah, we've both tacked over here onto the long port. We're just looking to live off the Brazilians here and hit a good mode so we can hit them on the next tack and make their life hard.
It's gone from like you and Eric like getting positioning on the fleet, and then now we tacked and we got a long port.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when me and Jimmy kind of really kick in, get the boat ripping as much as we can, and
Yeah.
absolute everything about performance from this point on, basically, till we get towards the next tack.
And you know, if you're in that 4th, 5th position, it's better not to follow it. It is to do that split so you can get the clear air, which is exactly what Spain did.
I think what's happening here, because the wind's shifting, what that does is it gives the opportunity for teams to sail a bit less distance. You see the German team.
Yeah, we just got a turbo button on there.
That's such an epic shot, eh? That water tracking shot is so cool.
Now we're ripping our VMG up.
And then we've just sent Anna to leeward, so we're basically talking about we're wanting to match Brazil's tack here, so we've pretty much slammed them out of this one so that when we make their life really challenging and try and send them backwards a little bit so we have a nicer gap at the front.
Goodison crosses the boat, Macmillan crosses the...
So here we do pretty much just very tightly bow. almost a slam dunk, to be fair.
So tight by the Germans.
That's perfectly placed, eh?
Yeah. I mean, just explain, Will, how, like, why is that so good?
We pretty much just got them right on our bad air, straight out of the tack. It makes their acceleration like extremely hard, just forces them back into the pack and hopefully gives us a little bit of breathing room. It's hard to pull off a little bit, I think. Like if we do that wrong, we're in trouble, but yeah, we maybe pushed that a little tight, but we really nailed it. And yeah.
It's almost like this was a game of chess. We've just put them in check, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like, they've got to do the next position to get out of danger, basically.
Yeah.
Both teams there, I think, had my heart in my mouth anyway. And right now, the Germans have put the absolute lockdown on Brazil, putting disturbed wind on.
San Fran's the coolest city to sail in front of. You know, you can see that those roads going up the hill. It's such an epic backdrop to race in.
GP team come all the way to the border and then they make their maneuver. They stay.
I think up until this point in the race, it's near on perfect for us, really, isn't it? Like everything's going super sweet. We're about to hit a turning point.
And getting up to the top of the course in San Fran, it's kind of tricky because generally the left-hand turn was favoured, sort of set that way so that we head back towards the grandstands. But for our setup here, we're sort of marginally laying right, and we quite like the pressure out on the right-hand side. So we made the call that we were happy going right, one less manoeuvre, which I think you'll see wasn't a bad call, but we end up not identifying some issue boats that are still coming upwind, and it gets us in a bit of strife in the next sort of 30 seconds.
Yeah, so you can see there, like, perfect beat, you know, our closest boat was Brazil. We've managed to get rid of them. Obviously, we've sent them into the pack, got ourselves a nice little lead, but as I think what's coming is, well, incidentally, the French boat is actually the catalyst which sends our race a bit inside out.
Yeah. And in hindsight, maybe we could attack to defend Canada to sync up with the boats behind, but we're actually just trying to keep it simple and like the breeze this way.
Canada got the right of way here, Tonne.
Yeah, now's where it starts to go wrong for us.
We just had an incident as we was coming downwind and the French were coming upwind with right of way, which put a bit of pressure on us, then led to a mistake of us actually sailing outside the boundary. And as we know, if we do that, we get a distance penalty. So by doing that, we then kind of sucked ourselves back into the pack a little bit. We have Canada, which are about to come into play now because we're kind of killing a penalty. So yeah, all starts to unravel a little bit.
That is an unforced
There you go,
error.
penalty just cleared. We're back down on angle now.
SailGP team, they also pick up a penalty.
We are going, to the side of the Canadians, which when we come back and meet together, they'll be right of way. So a little bit of pressure on us.
Chance. That includes the black foils, that includes the roos, and you don't give those teams a free chance.
Yeah, and we've sort of jibed and we're laying left-hand turn bottom, and Canadians are going to be laying right. Potentially, we've probably again maybe overly keeping it simple and not identifying just how bad the fleet gas and also how favoured it was at the bottom left. Being aggressive here, trying to go for a split and just trying to still win the race rather than maybe identifying that top threes, top fours is really good races, and we could have synced up and jibed behind Canada for that to go the slightly favoured way.
Yeah, and you can see here we actually duck the Canadians at the bottom, and then after we've ducked them, we actually have to then get back low to go around the mark. And that was a bit of a handling error, really. We kind of dipped the windward hull in, stalled the wing a little bit, and which then sets us up for a weak rounding. And again, you can kind of see, you know, us and the Canadians are kind of out in front there, but we go around the mark really weak. That allows a couple of boats to start chipping away at our heels and again, applying a bit of pressure to us.
It's the worst though, right? Like going from first to second is so much worse than going from like fourth to fifth.
Yeah.
Like it is, the pain. But you know, you need to maintain the composure, don't you? It's so hard.
Yeah, and just going this way, just ended up being so out of phase. It was tough getting out of that left-hand turn, and then this whole starboard across here, we're fighting a big header, and it made our lives really challenging.
And so, you know, exactly like that, last time we came around the bottom gate where we were leading, we wanted everyone to follow us. Here, we've sort of gone the opposite direction to everyone, and we're still, technically second is still a position we want to keep, and we'd still like those boats to be following us. But here, as Will said, you know, they've actually split from us, got the leverage, and you know, it's a little bit up to the wind gods here from this point, and unfortunately they didn't look down on us too well, and it's gone against us.
Yeah, and I guess the other unique thing about San Fran is there's quite a lot of tide.
Yeah.
And actually it's probably one of the courses where we have the most differential across the course. So yeah, probably a little gain tidally in on that shore side as well, which again, just stacking up against us at this point.
So it is Canada that now takes over first place as they will have a nice cross here.
This is on the way to the finish. So we go to the top mark, we turn left, go towards the shore, and that's the finish. So from this point in the race, you're really trying to get your elbows out, not let anyone pass, minimise your risk, and like consolidate that position, which...
Yeah, anytime here we possibly could have synced up. Just because we're still fighting a big header, we could have got onto the lifted tack. And
you can kind of see the grid lines like the British. The wind's rotated left, so the British are kind of firing up the course real nice. And we're almost not. We're kind of going down the grid line.
BMG, not very good.
So yeah, bit of an out of phase, we call it, situation.
Painful for the Italians there.
We fast forward past this bit now.
Yeah, can we stop watching this again?
It's so hard to watch, yeah.
You're on board the US, look, mid-manoeuvre, they're crossing the boat.
Wee. Holy heck. It's a USA boat, a little bit out of control.
The manoeuvre there, flying too high, too much heel in the boat as well as they cross. That's just miscommunication between the three at the back of the boat.
So now we're back to live racing.
Do we even get? We do get to lay it, don't we?
Just, yeah.
It is Canada that's got about a 100-meter lead. They've got another maneuver.
Maybe we cross Australia, maybe? Or do we dip them? We might just cross them.
And it looks like Canada, if they can hold on to this, it's going to be a big victory for them in race 2.
Yeah, they're really well
A
positioned.
tight little cross we get, isn't it? Do a nice little shoot there, to be fair.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting one. When we're not the right-of-way boat, we're coming across on port and we've got to avoid another boat. It's quite a nice set move to have more speed in the boat than them, and then when we get real close is like shoot, which is like gaining VMG, kind of pointing across their bow. But again, then it's that slows us down, and then when we reload the boat, we're a little bit slower. So actually when we come back again, they could be strong, and it's kind of a race of two halves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's kind of teeing up. So yeah, the Aussies that are coming in on Port Lay, they're like, once they enter that yellow circle, they have all the rights in the world, and we've got to keep clear of them, and they kind of set up a perfect set move on us here.
Yeah, we're in a high mood, trying to get as wide as we can on the mark to go around the outside of them, but yeah, it was just too thin and a bit of bad air from the British that we just couldn't execute it quite
And now
properly.
you see, we've got to keep clear of that Australian boat, which sends us off the foils.
Yeah.
Perfect move from them, really.
Painful.
And yeah, that's how to slip from first to fourth
Yeah.
in the lap.
It's painful. I mean, fourth's still a keeper, but it is painful. We had such a strong lead to see it evaporate like that.
But lessons learned, eh, boys? I think if we have a start like that, as strong as that on the first lap, we're
Try and lock it in, it'd be a bit nice.
try and lock it in, eh?
Yeah.
Next.
There you go. The Germans disappointed with fourth. Cut.
Please subscribe, and if you've got any comments or things you think we could have done differently, or ways you'd see some of those situations play out, drop us a line, and we'll. It's good to get some other opinions and see if there's any other ways we can go about things.
Careful what you wish for, mate.